Hey, hi, how are ya? It's Stephanie Stallworth, ATL Traffic Lady. You're watching How We Flowed Today TV. It is Thursday, December 18th, 2025. Thursday, December 18th, 2025. Just leaving downtown Atlanta, watching the billboards go by. And the billboard's still hosed down. Why you hosed down on your billboard? Regular hose on your billboard. Being hosed down. They hosing you down. I don't know why you still got a hose hanging on your billboard. What's up with that? What you doing? Where you at? You paying attention to this here thing or what? Oh my gosh, Becky. Look at what? Hose down. It's a hold down. That hold take you down. You're being hosed down on your billboard. Why? I say why? Who's in charge over here? Over there? Huh? What is really going on? I mean, you just get hosed down and it's still there. Then you're getting sunned on your business website. Not your own website with your name on it, but your business website. You are being sunned. I said that on the other video. They pat you right down on your head. All right, son, and got you looking all simpy. Come on now. You are being hosed down. What does a hose do when it spray water on you? It waters you down. It dilutes you. You're being diluted and watered down from your full strength that God gave you. You on the rocks. You get something to drink on the rocks. It means you got the ice cubes in it. And eventually the ice cubes water you down, baby. They water the drink down. You're watered down. You're a watered down version of your former self. You're being hosed. With the hose on the billboard. What is going on? And you're simped on your business website. I don't understand. Do you even pay attention to this stuff? Do you even look at this stuff? Or you just expect that people do the right thing? They don't do the right thing. They do what suits them. You need to check on this stuff yourself. You are being sunned right on your business website like you're not even in charge. Like what? I put that video out last week. You still ain't doing nothing about it. What is going on here? You on the rocks. You're being diluted. You're watered down. You're being hosed. Hosing you on the billboard. Hosing you on your website. Hosing you in person. Hosing you in public. Hosing you on social media. Being hosed. There's some hose in this house. Go get me the hose. Let me water them down. You are watered down and diluted. You are not even at your former full strength. I don't know what happened. How you let that happen? Where they do that at? Power dynamic is shifted and you are not in charge. You are not in charge. You are not the president. They think they're the president and they are not the president. I did that video too. I reposted that video. You are not the president. Get up out that chair. In fact, give me a new chair. That chair is all worn out with all that mess they got. Ugh. Clear it all out. Put it all out. Give it away. Start with something fresh. I don't want nothing they had. Nothing they sat their self on. Nothing they used, looked at, or dealt with. I don't want none of that. You understand? Not a doggone thing. So clear it out. Deactivate the key cards. And let's go. You being hosed. You're being sunned and you're watered down and diluted by whatever hose is hanging on you all the time. Oh my gosh. Got the hose hanging on the billboard. Got the hose sunny on your website. You got the hoes in person. You got the hoes on social media. You got the hoes everywhere you go. Hoes where you go. And they are nothing but a trick. And you were tricked. They're a trick of the enemy, honey. Any kind of trick you want to be a trick, call a trick. They're a trick. They tricked you. They're a trick of the enemy. They're a distraction. They distract you from your true divine destiny and what God had for you. They're watering you down by the moment, by the ounce. More bounce to the ounce. They're watering you down by the ounce. Huh? Eh? Don't tell me to calm down. I'm calm. I'm calm down. I'm already calm down. My husband don't tell me to calm down. They're watering you down. You are being hosed, sir. I'm trying to help a brother out. You gotta put a stop to that thing. It's a runaway train. It's a train wreck about to happen. It's a slow train wreck. You're being hosed and then you're being trained. Then you're rusting out, looking old now because they got you all worn the heck out. It look like they support hoes, but they ain't no support hoes. They just hoes. They ain't support hoes. They watering you down. They're not holding you up. They're not increasing your circulation. They are watering you down and diluting you. You ain't even at full strength. You don't even know what full strength is anymore. You need to be refortified, but you can't be while you're being hosed with the host. Could you please stop that? Good grief, put a stop to that thing. I know you're going to prance around tomorrow or whatever day that thing is once again with the fake, the phony, the fraudulent, and the false. Putting up a fake, phony front for some mess that's been over since before February, before Valentine's Day. Come on now. You hosing yourself. You hosing yourself. God, I hate to see people self-sabotage like this. You better stop it. My mom said, if you would just straighten up. You just straighten up. I mean, how many more years you think you're going to live before you're going to straighten up? You're going to straighten up on the last day of life? When are you going to straighten up? Straighten your life up. You are not at the level you should be at. You got the hose hanging on you all day, watering you down, draining you, diluting you from your true full strength that God gave you. It's like Samson lost his strength when he lost his hair. You being de-strengthened by the ounce with the hose on you. Huh? My Lord. That hose. Draining the life out of you. In what universe God created does that happen? It only happens when you let it. Especially when you know. You just won't do nothing about it. You don't think you're worthy to do something about straightening out your own life? Clearing the decks, starting over, starting fresh, getting what you want, not what other people want for you. What they say is right for you or best for you or best for them or best for optics or best for, their outcome. Child, you better strengthen that backbone. Stand up for yourself. You gotta do it. I believe you doing it, but I don't see it yet. Because I still see the hoes on the billboard downtown. What are we doing? I still see you being sunned. Them plopping their hand on your head on your business website. That ain't no business. Whatever your business is. I don't know nobody doing nothing like that except somebody who's being hosed. Diluted. They chipping away at you. So they decided to stop chipping away with the chisel or with the what do you call it, a pickaxe. They're using the pickaxe on you for a long time. Just chipping away at you, chipping away at your esteem, chipping away at your self-worth, chipping away, chip away. Right? Now, they're not chipping away anymore. They decide to go use the hose method. And they hosing you down. It's a hold down. by golly. And you dancing a jig like a puppet on the string. Come on, Geppetto has got you dancing, Pinocchio. I need you to stop that thing. You got to put a stop to it before the end of this year. Because if you dare go into 2026 like you rolled into 2025, you ain't going to survive 2026. It's not going to happen. Because you know what their agenda is, to take you out. To have you so hosed down, so diluted, so weak. They have weakened you so weak that you won't survive, and you'll just turn on your belly and say, Uncle, whatever you want, that's fine. That's fine. You say, that's fine so much, they said, no, not that's fine, not that's fine. That was a nasty video. Yes, it did show who they really are. I'm so glad you showed that thing, boy. People can see what really goes on behind the scenes, and that ain't even scratching the surface, because I already told you I already know what it is. I know that energy anywhere. I lived that energy. I know what it is. I wasn't that energy, but I was the victim of that energy, just like you are. And I'm calling you into your greatness, back to your greatness, back to the fullness of your strength. In fact, back to more strength than you've ever possessed. God created you for more than that basic mess that you got going on right now. That is average and super basic. It's run of the mill, and everybody look the same. They all look the same. They act the same. They are the same. And you was created for something better than that. Better, stronger, faster. You would have been way leveled up by now. But no, for whatever reason, you're just not doing it. But I believe God, and I surely believe that you can do it. You can do it. You got this thing. I believe you're doing it. But they fight you back. You know they're going to fight you back. They are really, literally not going to let you escape that thing. But you're going to have to bind their orskis up and call them out as for what they really are. That's all you can do. So you're a liar, a thief, a cheat, a sneak, a hose, a trick of the enemy, draining me, you're chipping away at me, you're a narcissistic type behaviors, your domestic violence and abuse, verbally, emotionally, fiscally, physically, choking me up by my neck and all that mess. That is toxic. Extra on the ick. It's nasty. Toxic energy. And I know you used to toxic, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, I'm not. But I know there's more better that makes it more better than that old toxic mess. So I'm going to need you to shut it down. I'm going to need you to shut that thing down there, baby. You got to shut it down. Better is awaiting you. Or trying to await you, but you take it too dang long. What you doing? Where are you at? You got plans? Don't say that, child. If you take them to the mayor's thing one more time, you've solidified your fall. Because they phony before, they phonier now. Absolutely. Insecure and super phony. Right? You know what it is. You keep propping that thing up. I told you from the door there was nothing but a distraction, and I didn't really realize what type of distraction. You know, always wanted to be seen and shown and whatever, featured on the mic, or the obligatory side shot of them cheering you on. Like, who gives a hoot about that? We didn't come here to look at that. Ain't nobody coming here to see you, Odacina. Just because they're in charge of that department don't mean that you got to do an obligatory shot of them looking, cheering crap. Who gives a hoot? Doesn't sit there distracting behind down. You need to get your security up there and say, as soon as they get up to that point, they can't go past that point. I don't want to see them on the camera, and I don't want to see them behind me yelling their distraction news on me. They just distorted. They need to be evaluated. There's a problem there. there's a big problem there that they're not healed, and they need to get themselves together, because they are taking you apart bit by bit, chip by chip. They were chipping away at you. Now they just draining you. Any ounce of anything you had left is gone, or just about gone. I got a couple drops left. But I promise you, if you take that into 2026, it's over. Not because I'm doing anything or saying anything, because that's what it is. You better understand what it is and what it ain't. You've had ample chances to get that thing together, to gather that mess up, to bind that spirit and send them back packing to wherever they came from, including Texas, when they was messing with some married person and they didn't choose them at that church they worked at. And so they blasted them on social media. Like, what? What's wrong with these people? Come on, you're just one of many. It's a pattern. We got to learn to recognize patterns. Not only our patterns, but other people's patterns. And it's a pattern of behavior for them to get whatever they want to get, so they have some level of control. They want power and control. Unfortunately, perhaps because they didn't have control over their own choices as a youngster, based off of what they said happened or was done to them, unfortunately, you know. So maybe that's the only way they know to survive, is to manipulate and have power over something or someone, to make them safe. I don't know, but that don't mean they gotta do it to you. they need to get that thing figured out. But they manipulated their way right into the place, full of trickery, full of lies, distortions, and maybe you did some of it too. You know, you might have chipped in too, or you may have taken what they said at face value and never checked it with your real person yourself. You never asked your real person, "Is this true about you?" You just took whatever they said and ran with it, because that's what manipulators make you do. They twist the narrative, so you always believe them. And if you won't believe them, they'll find a way to manipulate you into believing them. Whether it's something that you like that they do, they know you addicted to that, they're going to keep offering it just to change your mind. When I'm sure some days you wake up and be like, how the heck did I even get here? I didn't want to be here. What am I doing at the front of this aisle? Huh? Lord, what a silly game. And you are the pawn. But I know you got this thing. I believe God, and I believe you can do this thing. I know you can. And I want you to know you can. And that you deserve better than that mess. You work too long and hard to get where you are. To have some mess like that hanging on you, a hose hanging on you, draining the very life out of you. You are no better off now than you were when you first hooked up with that. And just because you got caught making a mistake, don't mean you gotta wife it. You gotta turn it into a housewife. What? I know you wasn't thinking about that, because they was never even surfaced. They was never up front ever. Not ever. There wasn't even your energy at the point. Otherwise it would have been up front, right? Be real. Not the narrative that had to be crafted so that the optics would look right. So you can keep your position and they can keep theirs. However, in keeping their position, they made 5 people lose their position. All right, so we're coming up on 2026. We're watching Happy Flow Day TV, where we focus on self-care, wellness, the art of well-being, living our best life ever, which is our dream life, which is the life that God created for us to live, our divine purpose, which is a life that we don't have to take a vacation from. So therefore, a life is but a dream. But you're not living your dream life. You're living a whole nightmare. And the nightmare started December 31st, 1999. Yep. 4 out of 5 doctors would recommend who you selected. They would recommend 4 out of the 5 you selected. Or really, you only selected 4. But then you had your friend that was there, so he was 5. And then the beautiful Dr. S was already on staff, and she better stay, right? You got to honor her more. She held that whole place together before you got there so you could get there. Amen? Amen. But 4 out of the 5 that you had on your leadership team were Gucci. They were good. But look who's left. Let's see what it's going to look like on the hosed out billboard. We see what it's going to look like. On your hosed out New Year's Eve billboard, it looks like the hose won. The hose drained you. There are 5 outstanding leaders who no longer are in your employ. Yet the hose who's draining you is still in your employ, draped on you on the billboard. What is that? You cannot tell me that those 5 people who could not even say goodbye, they were just gone, never heard from again. You can't tell me that all 5 of them did something to be dismissed for cause. It's not possible. In what universe? In what holy creation? In what place would that ever happen, where the hose that's draped on you is still there? That's the dastardly deed doer. That's the manipulator, the trick, and the abuser. And let all your great people go. You know what I'm talking about. Lemons, Powell, Ross, your youth person, even Sailor. I'm just saying. And yet that one's still there. And you can't tell me, you cannot make me believe at all, ever, that was not a whole crafty manipulation for them to be at the top and topple all the people who see through them. You didn't see through them, but they did. That's why they're not there. They don't agree with her. They don't agree with what she was doing, and they see what she was doing. And each one by one, out. Because, you ain't going to stop me. I'm getting this at any cost. I don't care who it hurts. I don't care who it kills. I am going to win at any cost, by all means necessary. I don't care who got to go. I'm not going. And then they're gonna abuse and force you into submission, to where you say, "That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine." It's not fine. The only thing they said right. No, not that's fine. Yeah, it's not fine. But they've watered you down and hosed you and drained you just to say that's fine, to avoid the conflict. Not that I say you should have conflict, but you should stand up for yourself. And it's not fine. What you do to me, Trick, is not fine. The disrespect you have for me is not fine. The way you talk to me and treat me is not fine. That is not love. It's toxicity. It's unhealed. And it's not what I signed up for. You tricked me. And I'm out. You kept me from what I was really wanting to do. 1, because we got caught doing what we was doing. And 2, because you blocked them from anything and disparaged their name, your real person's name. I don't even understand why you still there. I don't care who don't like it. And what do we say about in this community? Whose life is it? You can ask anybody in this world, whose life is it? And each person say, it's my life. Because everybody got their own life. No one is living in your body to live your life. You are. God puts you in that, your soul in that body. That's your life to live. So who gets to make decisions about your life? Them? No, you. Your parents don't make decisions about you. Your family don't make decisions about you. Your friends don't make decisions about your life. Your hose and drainer and whatever manipulator can't make the decisions about your life unless you let them. And you can't let them. Well, you can, because you have, and that's why you've been weakened and watered down and hosed out. But you are miserable. I mean, take one for the team, if you will. But that's all you do is take one for the team every second of every day. And you can't get away from it at work, and you can't get away from it at home. You can't get away from that thing. And there might be one good thing to you about that, but the rest of it is ratchet and wretched. It's nasty, it's petty, it's childish. Okay? They embody all of that. Manipulator, trickery, spelling, or getting people to do stuff. Even them little dolls with the pins. I know about that. I don't know about it, but I know about that going on. God tells me all that stuff. They're going to say, nah, ain't she making that up? No, I ain't making nothing up. There's no need for me to make anything up. At this stage of the game, I have nothing to make up something for. Unnecessary. The truth is the truth. And, the truth shall make you free, even though you're already free. And that's where your freedom will come from, when you actually embody and express your truth. And furthermore, nothing can stop the divine will of God for your life. Nothing can stop the destiny God has on your life. Nothing. Nobody. They can delay it as Ann did. What did it say? Ann did. But they cannot stop it. It's still happening. So how it happens is up to you. You either let it happen as God said to let it happen, or you wait till it happens because it's going to happen whether you go with it or not. It's going to happen anyway. So the when it happens, the when this person is found out for who they really are, if they haven't already been behind the scenes, and everybody trying to figure out how to actually spin this thing in public, because it's a whole arse mess. Okay, and you know it, and they know it, and they're shaking in their boots, because if they ever get found out, which they are found out, they got to go. And everything they built on a mountain of lies and manipulation and trickery and dastardly deed doing and throwing people under the bus, everything they built on that, their fake name on that is coming down. And the timeline of when it happens, it could happen today, it could happen any day. But the problem with the timeline and when it happens is going to be on you. Because if you still doubling down, tripling down, endorsing that thing, propping it up when they're found out and it goes public, because it's going public. God's going to make that go public, because he ain't going to let his will be thwarted by a trick of the enemy. Whether they the demon themselves or they be sent by a demon. The enemy sends people in that will be what you want, what you think you want, until you actually live with that thing. When they said you what you see is what you gonna get, and they was right. Now you might not have seen it. Everybody else could see that mess, and they still see it to this day. To this day. But if you don't detach from that thing before God brings it to public knowledge of who they really are, the liar they really are, the faker they really are, the manipulator they really are, the one who projects all the things that they are onto others, say all these other people are what this person is. Everything they possess is what they say other people are or do. So if any of those 5 people were dismissed for cause, you better know that the fake one is the one who actually does all that, or did all that, or held something over their head so that they would either do what they said or they'd find a way to get rid of them. And one by one, they got rid of them. You got a little new young leadership people over there, but you lost some big ones. You lost some big ones, and you kept the fake one. I don't understand it. You kept the what do they call that thing? A knockoff. You kept the knockoff when you know you're a whole designer person. Come on now, why you keep the knockoff? The fake Gucci and the fake, what else you like? Fake Louis, fake whatever, Prada or whomever. The fake designer bag is what you got. They not real. They propped up as a copycat, mimicking everything they see in other people. They don't even know who they are, because they haven't allowed themselves to discover themselves. They haven't healed from all the things that go on in their life. And Now they're just pouring it out onto hundreds and thousands of other people because you got them propped up in the front. And that's going to fall back on you. It ain't going to fall on them. Well, it's going to fall on them, and they're going to lose everything. Their whole reputation, everything they've been asked to sit on, every award they've been garnered, all that stuff's going to be like, whoop, ripped right out from under them, the way they faked their way into it, and you propped them up. But if you don't denounce that thing before God denounces that thing, you going out with them. They, like I said before, they're going to say, people are going to say, oh, well, you was with him. You betrothed them. You just as fake as they are. And then that's the end for you. I mean, come on. They literally have nothing to lose because they've done nothing but gain since they got their hooks on you, right? They've done nothing but gain, but you haven't won anything. You haven't gained anything from them. Nothing by being connected to them. Not one thing. I promise you. You don't have to believe me. Believe yourself. Ask yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Me before that thing came out in January, whatever, 2024, and me today in December 2025, have I leveled up in any way? Heck to the no. The truth is not in that, honey. It didn't happen. Who leveled up? Who got the glow up? They did. From the mouth to the face to the everything else, to the clothes, to the titles, to the honors and the awards, and you got nothing except browbeaten, belittled, yanked up by your collar, son with their hand plopped on your head. Sit down, son, I'm in charge here. Draped on you, draining you like a hose, watering you down and diluting you. That's all you got. And you got aged. You was a young, fine looking thing. Now you got all aged looking because they done worn you the heck out. You didn't get a glow up. They did. Because they not being worn out. You are. You're the only one being diluted. The more they dilute you, the more power they get. And I'm telling you, it ain't about love. It's about power and control. And that's what they got. You gave it to them. You handed it to them on a silver platter. When God handed you on a silver platter what your wish fulfillment was in life, and you ran from it, you ran right into that. What the devil gave you on a silver platter is a whole heap of pain. And you got it clinging on you like it's part of you. It's not part of you. Your person's supposed to be a reflection of you. And if that's a reflection of you, that doesn't say much about you. It's supposed to be an extension of you. They're not. If that's an extension of you, sorry. Doesn't say much for you, right? You got to look at these things. And okay, you don't want to look at it with human eyes. You better look at it with spiritual eyes. I always say this too. This thing is spiritual. Y'all be thinking this spiritual warfare is fake. It is not fake. It's a whole real thing. People say witches and spell work. Manipulating with words is spell work. Right? Making you believe things that aren't true is spell work, gaslighting. Come on now. Putting love spells on you or whatever else people can do, or put something in your food, whatever the people do that are dark. That's trickery, right? So literally, they take away a person's ability to choose the life they really want. Why? Because they tricked them into believing that they want the life that this person wants them to have. So when's the last time you chose for yourself? And I mean in your whole entire life. I know it's been crafted and curated from the door. You always have to be crafted, curated, and look a certain way and all of that. But you a grown, arse man. You're a middle-aged individual. So where, when, and how would that really be what you really want to be doing? When will you do what you're supposed to do? When will you just straighten up? That's all we want to know. So when God reveals the fake, fraud, phony that you got attached to you, or that you attached to yourself, that you gave everything and you got nothing, when God reveals that thing, and you still attached to it, you going down with them. So if you don't call it out, I'm laying out the game plan. If you don't call this thing out yourself, detach from it yourself, call them out for who they really are for yourself, you are literally, I gotta turn the camera. You got, you gotta literally call that thing out. Because they don't mean you any good. I promise you they don't mean you any good. They only mean themselves good, and they have nothing to lose. If you rat them out right now for who they really are, they'll just go and try to do it with somebody else, and someone will go for it. They got the look that someone will go for it. But little do they know the price you paid, and that you still paying for giving them that access. I'm sorry, it's not worth it. And you only a year in. I did that thing 13 years thinking that this person was going to be different. They was never different. They ain't never going to be. To this day, they ain't different. And that's what? Almost 28 years later. They still ain't no different. They still the same type of person that you sitting there looking at all day. They're not going to be no different. I promise you. To the boy. I'm like, who wants to live with that mess all day? I don't know how you even do it. That's some baloney, man. I wouldn't put up with that. You don't have to. You ain't 20. You ain't 19. You don't get heartbroken like a 19, 20-year-old. You clear the decks. Like, look, you ain't doing me no good. This ain't what I signed up for. I'm out. You toxic, and you never gonna be different. Yes, I am. Let me give you what you like, boy. Whatever. You gonna like it for about 30 seconds or a minute, whatever it is. And then that's it. Then it's back to the toxicity. And you better know this thing. And you better look at it right in the eyeball. You look that thing right in the eye. You gotta look right at it. Take it like medicine and rip the Band-Aid off. I'm telling you. I don't know any other way. But I promise you, if you go into 2026, the way you've been living in 2025, you won't survive it. It has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry to be the bearer of this information. But you going down right with them. Because God will not let his word come back void. And you know what he said. And if you are party to helping his word come back void by knowingly not doing what he said, and you going down with him. Nobody got to do nothing. God gonna do it all. So, my suggestion, I admonish you to stand up for your own self. Stand up for your own life. Stand up for the legacy of your children and your children's children. Because you about to get kicked under the bus. As soon as you do what they don't like, they're gonna take you under the bus. As soon as you tell them it's a wrap, they're gonna pull you under the bus with them. So be ready for that. The only way to avoid it is to you get rid of them first. And even when you do, they still going to try to besmirch your name, because that's what they do. They make people believe terrible things about good people. And that's what they've been doing. And that's why people are shunning people that they shouldn't be shunned. That's why people have lost their livelihood and their jobs who are excellent leaders in your business, and they're gone. Not because they went on something shinier and better and most wonderful and a great opportunity. Because they were asked to leave without even saying goodbye. When the one who should be asked to leave without having a chance to say anything to anybody, just be poof, gone like the rest of the people they got out of there, is that one that's hosing you down. That one that's draining you with a hose. That one that's diluting you from your full strength. I speak the truth in love. Love you though. Love, hugs, pats, all that, heart eyes and everything. I be trying to help you. You don't want to listen. You ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a messenger. But Isaiah 60:22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So he gonna make it happen, whether you drag your feet, scuff your shoes, or act like nothing's wrong or not. But it's going to be wrong if you're still connected to that mess, to that fake, phony, copycat, shape-shifting, liar, manipulator, speller, wicked individual that you got propped up in the front. If you don't shut it down, he's going to shut the whole thing down. It'll be like deuces for both of y'all. I don't want to see that happen to you. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve the treatment they give you. 1 hour of goodness and pleasure, whatever it is, ain't worth 23 hours of hell. And that's what you got. It's 23 hours of hell. So you got to come all the way out. Don't keep peeking your nose and your eyeball and your ear out. Bring yourself all the way out. And don't look back. They're going to burn you down the whole way out. They're going to burn you down whether you stay there or whether you go. They're going to burn you down either way. They diluted you. They chipped away at you. You ain't even glued up none. You are just a sliver of your former self. You might have some strength, but you ain't got your God-given full strength. So whether you stay or whether you go, it ain't going to be no different. So if God gave you a place to go that's more aligned with what he has for you, I would go there. I would go to God's safety and shelter instead of staying in hell, staying in the pit of hell with Satan. Who told you to do that? Satan. Was that the church lady from Saturday Night Live? Dana Carvey. Satan. You're living with Satan all day. And you're letting Satan lead your people. How could you? How could you? When you know better now. I don't know, but you know better now. If you listen to this video, you know better. And if you don't want to listen to the video, you still know better. You hear it and you don't listen to it. You know better. In your heart of hearts, if you never heard the video, you know better. But you just don't think better is possible for you. But it is. God already gave it to you. What you wanted and dreamed of all your whole entire life, handed it right to you as soon as you showed up in your new assignment. And what? It was too much. It required work. I'll just take the easy route, the one that don't require me to change anything about myself. I don't have to level up in any way. And now look what you're in. You're in a cesspool. You're in a whole mess. And you're miserable. Be honest. You can smile all you want, but it's fake. And if you show up with that fake, phony fraud again to that thing that's coming up on the 19th, I guess it is. I think it's Friday night, tomorrow night. Again, with that thing on you, acting like it's so this and that. Oh, let's make a video. We hold hands. Let's make it. It's just so phony. Everybody knows it's contrived. Stop living your life as a doggone movie and break out of that shell and live your own real life that you really want to live. The moment you do that is the moment you're free forever. You'll never look back. You won't care what they burn down behind you. You won't care what they get to keep. Because God's going to give you that and more. He already has it sitting aside for you, and you won't come. He got greater things that you never imagined set aside for you with your exact name on it. And you won't leave what you're in, which is a disaster, which is a nightmare, which is a torture chamber. You're in a torture chamber. Yet, the worst of the torture is you got to smile through it. You got to act like it's all great for optics and all of that. Haven't you had enough of that in your life where you had to smile when you didn't feel like smiling? When you just wanted to ball up and cry, you got to still stand there and smile and look right, fix your face. Aren't you sick of that? How many more years you want to live like that? And this is worse than ever. Worse than anything you've ever faced in your life is where you are right now, a whole pit of hell. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. Except the few that are fooled. They're fooled because you endorsed it. They see it. They side-eyed it, and then you said, no, it's the best thing, my best decision since Jesus. So they believe you. Right? And if you said it, it must be true. So, okay, well, I guess I won't look at him side eyes no more. He said it. Okay. So the ones who are all gung-ho, that's why, because they've been tricked. And whether you've been tricked or you feel like you're stuck, either way, you got to free. You got to free yourself. It's crazy. It's crazy work. What do you say? It's my kids in class say, it's crazy. That's crazy work. Type S. That's some crazy type S. Type stuff. Fill in the blank, whatever words people use. Type S, right? That's some self-sabotage type S. When you want to stop self-sabotaging, one day you got to stand up for yourself and say, listen, I'm peeling all these layers of foolishness off, all these layers of pomp, circumstance, what do y'all call it? The protocol. Because of the protocol, they're not going to be talking to blah, 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 blah. Whatever. All of that. Peel all that stuff off down to the true, honest to God you. God didn't create you for that life that you live in. Other people curated you into that life. You're like a museum curation. Perfect for people to look at. Come by and take pictures with you. And look at and listen to and think of a certain way. But you got to look a certain way. But you can't be your authentic self at all? People value authenticity these days more than past days. In business, in life, even in the church. Nobody want no fake, phony stuff. And they know it's fake and phony. And you still fake and phony stand up there like you're a museum curation. You're an exhibit at the museum. You might as well go into the museum room. Just stand there all day. You'll be a relic. You're a relic. You're what it used to look like. You're a museum piece. What things used to look like. Let's go back and see what it used to look like when you had to be a certain kind of way. When you had to have a certain optic. You had to go by what people think as opposed to what you feel. It's time for you to break that mold. You're no museum exhibit. You're a whole living, breathing being that God called to better and stronger than this. And when you're strong enough to be your true self, everybody else will follow. It'll all fall into place. Everybody will be free to be themselves. Come on, you're a super leader. When you become your authentic self and push away all the fluff and puff and pomp and circumstance and be an authentic, real dude, down for Jesus, down for people, and down for yourself. When you become that guy, you'll have nothing to worry about. And you'll be happy. But while you're doing what you're doing now, you only got into it because you got caught. I know you wasn't thinking about that for no real life. Everybody know that. But you had to make it look a certain way. Let's get this exhibit. This exhibit is blown to bits. Well, let's get this exhibit museum curated piece back together. Okay, let's put them together. They're going to have to do that in order to keep this thing going. Heck with that. Like deuces. We breaking out of this museum. We ain't no museum piece. We ain't no relic. We ain't no collectible. You're a real human being. You're a real soul in a flesh and blood body that God sent here to do something. And you're not doing it. And you don't have to answer to me. You're going to answer to him one day. One glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away. When that happens and he asks you some questions, you better have some answers. Then ain't going to be the answers he don't want to hear. All I want to hear is, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Not, how come you didn't do so-and-so when I gave you this and I gave you that? I told you to do this and do that and you did the other thing because you were scared. That means you don't believe me. You didn't believe what I said. You don't believe God. You know I am God, not me. You'd be like, you don't believe I'm God? You believe God could do this? You don't think I could do this? I created you. I took my time when I created you. And you let yourself get locked up in this mess? You ain't no museum piece. You break molds. You came up through what you do in life, breaking molds. You ain't no person kept in a bottle. You ain't no ship in a bottle. You a whole ocean liner unto yourself. You bringing in little dinghies and tugboats and crap with you. Come on now. You are in a glass bottle. You're like in a plant in a terrarium. You're like a hamster in a habit trail. I used to always want the habit trail. You know that thing? I don't know if they still have it. It was like all the tubes and stuff. Little hamsters or gerbils would climb through. You make it big, tall. I want a hamster in a habit trail. You a hamster in a habit trail. And the biggest feature of your exhibit is the hamster wheel that you keep running on, thinking you're getting somewhere. Whoa, I'm going so fast. You ain't getting nowhere. You're still in the same doggone spot. You're getting tired for nothing. You're worn out for nothing. You're looking haggard for nothing. Unnecessarily so. You chose this thing. But it surely chose you. They picked you out to be the sucker that they're going to take. Say, okay, nobody else is going for it, but I can make them go for it. I'm already in the building. I'm going to make everybody else get out of the building, let them lose all their jobs, make all kinds of stories up about them, because I am in the building. Not only is my foot in the door, my arse is in the building. And I am taking that seat. That's not mine. It's not my seat. I don't care whose seat it's supposed to be. I know whose seat it's supposed to be, but I'm not going to let them get there. I'm going to block everything that has to do with that. Go back to all my videos. You'll see. I talked about it all. So, at this stage of the game, I just got to talk to you regular. Look, because I don't know what you're doing. I'm trying to help a brother out. Love you, though. I'm not even mad. I just got to talk to you plain, because I don't know no other way to talk to you. You can't understand the sweet talk. Because in your life, sweet talk turns into evil talk, because they mean and nasty to you, and then they sweet talk you, so you don't even know what real sweet talk is. You know, toxic sweet talk that only leads to toxicity and poor treatment of you. That's what you know. You don't even know what God really has for you in terms of true love and understanding and peace. Peace. You ain't got no peace. You got a peace, but you ain't got no peace. You have no peace. You have a peace, but no peace. That's the only part of them you like. You can say all you want, but we all know it's lies. We can tell by looking at you. And when you get your real peace, oh my gosh, the joy that floods your soul, the joy that's going to be on your face, the authentic joy. Like the joy you had when you saw Eli. I was standing there I was in there with Eli about a month and a half ago. And he gave you that note about that member that has a subdivisions that she builds, $1 million homes and affordable homes. And she was trying to partner with you, and she can't never get to you through your protocol, through all your people. And she's sitting there as one of your members in New Birth, and she got communities and communities and communities. And she builds $1 million homes, and she builds regular homes. And she's your member at your church. And nobody can get to you because of your protocol. So Eli, God had Eli meet her while he's looking for something. And she's the builder of the homes he was looking at. And she said what she really wanted to do. I want this to be a Christian community. And I really want to partner with my church and help people in my church get these homes. But I can't get through the protocol. So thank God that he connected her with Eli. And Eli called me as soon as he got done talking to her. You'll never believe this and that. I told her I'll take the note there myself. Write the note, what you want him to know, and I'll go up there on Sunday. This was on a Saturday. I'll go up there tomorrow and take it to him, hand it to him myself. Because you know him. And I got onto all this because the face the look on your face, the expression on your face of joy, appreciation, love, pleasant surprise when you laid eyes on Eli. Oh, that's what you're supposed to have all the time. You're not supposed to look haggard and worn the heck out. Ain't no love. That's toxic. But the purity of the love and the appreciation that you have for him and he has for you, that's the real thing. You down here this fake thing. You need to connect back to the real stuff that you know. I know Eli from Ebenezer with Reverend Joanne and Reverend Granger. I know him from when Eli was back there working with you and working at Ebenezer. That's how long I go back. I go back from before you had your church.